Good evening. Welcome back to the town of the Gorgon. We are on the Changeling route. It's early in day 9. We have finished both dispelling our little sister and our main quest for the day, wherein we met the powers that be, and Aglaya has given me permission to return to the Earth, crawl back into the grave that I came from, and disappear from the town forever. She also forbid me from talking to Commander Block, so I immediately did that. And Commander Block believes that I am going to purify his soul and is willing to do whatever I tell him. So, that's good. Loads of time left in the day. I'm sure we'll pick up some side quests and some letters as the day goes on. My primary goal is to find schmouters. I have no actual cures for the plague. I have some food, though I'll need more food as well. I do have lots of money. Schmouter. What are the odds you have a schmouter? Please. No. We're gonna save scum this one time, just see if it changes. I have looked up what I need to do to get panaceas, and it's kind of some unrefined nonsense. It did not change. Okay. So I think primarily what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to look for Schmouter girls to trade for Schmouters for the next 12 in-game hours. That is the primary goal. We may end up doing some save scumming and or cheaty things in order to have enough cures by the end of the game, because the game is bullshit, so, you know, we'll just do it right back. Okay. So we're better off going in front of the theater and the Crucible to look for kids. Let's go that way. We'll wander through those districts. We may have to break into some houses. We may try that. Do I have 12 lockpicks. We have time to break into some houses. You have another lockpick. I think I've got plenty. I don't need more lockpicks. But if we break into houses, we can find more of the Schmouter kids, and that may be how we save scum our way to a couple of cures. There's a letter. Maria Kaina. I have to ask you for a favor once again. There's much embittered by the events that took place yesterday. They both went to see Commander Block today, and the meeting gave the Haruspecs additional incentive to end Daniil once and for all. Daniil went to the Tanner's district to speak to Andre. After that, for some unknown purpose, he wanted to inspect the houses next to the Twirine Shebeen. Please tell him to leave there at once. The drunkards from the Shebeen were likely to reveal his whereabouts to the Haruspecs. We don't have much time. Rest assured, I'll repay you for the service, as well as services to follow. So, somewhere in the houses around the pub, I guess, is what she was saying. Okay. That's not too far. Thank you, Anarasti. Definitions always welcomed. I know I just talked to you. I'm going to talk to you again. Okay. I'll keep an eye out for sewing needles. If we get our hands on a schmouter or two and we start running low on sewing needles, we can buy more at tailor shops, so we will keep that in mind as well. If I do find the house the bachelor's in, I am assuming he's going to have people guarding him again, and I will need to shoot them. Thankfully, we bought ammo. Tiny bullets for our tiny gun for our tiny hands. Going back to Maria afterwards to get paid won't suck either. Okay, let us gun. Laura uses the power of gun. Looks like I'm in the right house. Aglaya wants me to warn the Haruspecs. Just as I thought, Clara, the two medics that hold our fate in their hands have decided to fight each other. They give every appearance of friendship now, but each one of them is furtively preparing a group of henchmen, primed to capture, maim, and destroy their opponents. My spies have informed me of the preparations that the Bachelor undertakes. I am powerless here, for I cannot arrest the Bachelor while I still need his services. The best we can do is warn Barak of the possible assault. It's working in a house next to the lump, the Olgimsky family home. Aglaya. You know, Commander Block referred to the Bachelor and the Haruspecs as the two healers, and I'm like, I am very specifically the healer here. They are the butcher and the drug dealer, respectively. Gloves and an extra cloak. Alcohol. Just robbing this place blind. Hello, Bachelor.
What is there to talk about now?
You're exactly who I'm looking for. The girl of notable peculiarity. What is it in your eyes? Are those tears? Today must be a bad day for one of us. I want to warn you, go away from here, cold demon. Someone who wants to kill you will come here soon. Interesting. It's the same conversation as yesterday's. It's not only the same quest, it's literally the same conversation. Okay. One of the houses near the old Gimsky house. I guess we'll try across the street first. This way will be better. really gonna have no problems with money if I keep doing these quests. The stuff I get out of the houses is worth a whole bunch. And a gun. I think that is the wrong combat music. It is. Wrong house. We'll try next door. We're gonna get both of these quests done before noon. That is a pharmacy. Directly across from Big Lad. Also the wrong house. That is the exact same loot. What is this, a seed? Getting to use a gun as Clara, even this little gun, saves so much time. Okay. We'll work our way around. Rude. This one. This guy. I'm running out of houses around the lump. What? Did I not read the letter right? We're in a house next to the lump, the Olgibsky family home. What's the lump? There's not a second entrance here, is there? And there's a back, but that'll go into the same space. I just made a false assumption, so I have checked this house, this house, this house, this house, this house, this house, and this house. Those are all the ones directly around the lump. I didn't actually check them for Barack because I assumed he would have his butchers with him and not the burglars. But now I'm wondering if I'm just wrong about that. Oh, he's not in here. Okay, what is happening? I mean, I guess there are second doors on some of these. Oh, this quest is suddenly very obnoxious. Did it just mean anything in this district? I guess I just have to check them all now. I just do. Okay, I may not be pressed for time, but it can still suck. Okay, so that's all of these entrances cleared. How? Okay, not very graceful, but that's this whole building. Wrong to assume that there would be butchers and worms? That's better. Okay. We found it. Ugh. Gross. This is not a very creative way to set up this challenge. The fact that they both go down to one shot seems really surprising. Sewing needle's good. Hello, Artemy.
The general seems like an honest man. He will spare the town if we show him that it can be saved.
Okay, which ends the conversation.
What was that? I must be seeing things.
Okay. I can tell the bachelor where the Haruspex is. For payment from him, as opposed to Aglaya. I don't think that's worth it in any way.
A commander like this belongs to the front line.
Alright. Told them both to leave. Not ideal for Panacea acquisition, but I had already told my sister to buzz off. We'll see about solving that another time. For now, we have what we need to head to Maria and Aglaya for payment, which we will promptly spend on ammo. And food. I feel like the missions accomplish exactly one thing, and that is forcing me to buy bullets. Alright, payment number one.
What?
A warned bachelor. Money and drugs.
So this is what Block has in mind. Is he noble enough to disregard his personal feelings?
Warn the Haruspex. Money and drugs. we need schmouters. Schmouters, ammo, food. I have no idea what the best way to go about this is going to be. We're gonna try some things. All grown adults. I got so excited when I saw yellow. Okay, let me try something. Having pitched that lock, there being a loading screen here, does anything change if I go back in? Her inventory changed. Okay. Could I, in theory, go in and out of this house until there's a girl in here with a schmouter? Everyone seems to be in the same place. Okay, I, in theory, can. So, I at least don't need to save and load. But I can do this. This is definitely some form of cheating. So, Narsti, how do you feel about what this game has pushed me to do at this point? In order to get the true endings, or the final endings, for all 3 runs. Is this cheating any more than anything else I've done? Is this unfair? She's not generating a schmouter yet. I actually just don't know how rare those are. Like, it definitely feels to me that, especially at this point, even things like going to the developer console or editing a save file or something, it's all, like, in bounds. I agree with you. Yeah, this is a perfectly valid way to interact with the game as far as the developers are concerned, is how I feel, along with anything else you can think of. Like, is this really any different than hopping on boxes or finding a safe spot for combat purposes? What do you think? 1 in 20? 1 in 40? Isn't it funny how you, like the three protagonists, will do anything to try and change the conditions of the world that you see as unfair and unjust? I mean, that sort of feels like I'm engaging directly with the purpose of the artwork. That's what that sounds like. I wonder if I can find a house with, like, 3 of these Schmouder girls in them. That would speed this up a lot. This is going to be a very riveting VoD, I can tell you that. Even when you're trying to break the game, sidestep the game, pry it open, and suck out a tiny bit of juice, you're playing. There is no cheating, only playing. It's wild that this game approaches that in ways other games, I would suggest, don't. Like, what is it about Pathologic that has pushed us to where this string of interactions seems fair and reasonable? Where, you know, doing something like this in a Devil May Cry game or in Final Fantasy or any other game would feel definitely not out of bounds, but sketch. The fact that I'm willing to do this, even though this is letting the clock run, though not much, but it is letting the clock run, so it feels like somehow in bounds. Even though the only reason I'm going with this instead of some other Schmouder, it's 10. 1, 3, 9, 10. I can afford one more with the needles that I have. Probably gonna need more than that. Hard save. Do this till we get one more. Is it 2 o'clock? The game has been upfront about not rewarding me, whether I do what it suggests or not. In theory, we only have day 10 and day 11 left. which can get me 2 more panaceas, I think. I do think the chance of a trade here is like a 1 in 40, 1 in 50. I have no idea how accurate that is, but that is how it feels. This is also just one of those things like you need to know about the game. Thank you, HBomberGuy. Like, it would be perfectly reasonable to talk to all of the children pretty regularly and not encounter any of them with a schmouder and just assume you can't find them to trade. And then in other runs deciding if you don't need drugs or ammo, you're not going to talk to kids. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 schmouters. There we are. F5. In fact, let's hard save that too. Well accomplished. Let's go get food and ammo and look for more needles and flowers. You take the same kind of stuff and offer ammo. I don't have enough to trade with now. I should sell off some of the mid-level drugs at this point. There is a grocer on this corner, I think. Oh, I'm not where I think I am. Okay. I got lost. Might as well sell the worst cloak and gloves. You don't have any sewing needles for me. I don't know why the tailor shop has rifle ammo, but you know, everything's hard in this economy, I guess. Alright, Monomycetium is good to get people up. We will sell the blues. Oh, and the lemon. I don't need the lemon. Thanks for the cash, dog. Supposedly they're more common in Clara's route? I am curious how anyone knows that. That seems like sus data. I don't trust that at all. I want to be on the other side. That'll be easier. Less of a plague district to go through if I go this way. Alright, picking up 2 Schmatters does make me feel a lot better about my chances. I would not be surprised if the code for Pathologic 1 is just a hot mess and nobody knows what any of it means. Whoa! Excuse you? The code would be in Russian, yeah. Or at least some of it, anyway. Sure, I will have a delicious egg. Grocers have had slim pickings. I cannot remember if I've cleaned out Bad Grief's pistol ammo today or not. Girl, go inside. What are you doing?
A fool's tongue is long enough to cut his own throat.
More shots. Look at your 60,000 for some fancy gloves. 90,000 for sanitary overalls. Wow. Yikes, man. I mean, whatever. I guess. Thanks for the bullets. You didn't have, like, sewing needles or flowers or nuts or anything, did you?
Yeah?
I suppose I should buy nuts from grocers, too, if I'm gonna trade with kids, huh? Okay. Now it's just... find more food, find more sewing needles, work my way around. Let's go to the far district, the Termitary. I'm gonna let that exhaustion rise way up. Given what we know about Bad Grief now, and the fact that those were army surplus, he just killed a soldier for his clothes. Those are the overalls and gloves of a soldier that was stabbed by Bad Grief or one of Bad Grief's people. My goal is to sleep through midnight so that hopefully I have a dream about other Clara right at the start of the day. Do I think we'll see Bad Grief again before the end of the day? You mean like for a quest or just for shopping? I don't think we're going to see him for a quest. Oh my god, hit him. Hit him. We will probably stop by again tomorrow just to make sure we have enough ammo to find the Bachelor and the horror specs. Which we should, but you know. Might as well make things easy on myself. Wherever I get the chance. Which isn't often, so, you know, we're gonna savor it as it happens. I hadn't made it over to this side of town today. You got meat. Let's go. You guys don't talk. Let's take a look at the bone steak lot. Looks good. That's what I like to see. Nothing going on. No secret supporter cults over here. Okay. You also have meat and bread. Whatever, let's just buy it. Money's no object. Clara's got coins. I agree that it is hard to believe we're only a couple days from the end. We're real close. And I don't know if I've become super desensitized to it, or if perhaps the dealing with the evil sister throughout has cleared up a bunch of districts, but it does not feel like a horror show this time. You guys, what are you guys about? You guys don't talk. Hello, there he is. Hello, Raven. We have been waiting for you, Harbinger. We believe you, as do many others. I'll gather the rest. You've been waiting for the changeling. She is not the one whom you want to serve. Go away from here and never give her shelter. How do you know who we want to serve? How are you now a changeling? I am the true Clara. Show us your miracle, then we'll believe you, and tell the others about who you really are, and they will believe in you too. Here it is. Go ahead and run away when you know I was in the right. I am the miracle worker. Now I see that it really is you. So what you're saying is somebody will appear under your guise and bring us plague? Yes, you have to go. We'll wait for her and make her leave this neighborhood. Tomorrow, this district will be clean. Let it be so. Alright, so that's good. We'll save this district next time. Good stuff. Alright. So yes, we are still playing Clara the Changeling, Miracle Worker. They're all running away now because I summoned lightning. Sewing needles. That puts me up to 9. We have spent the day trading sewing needles and peanuts to children for ground up powders of a mix of drugs that they don't even remember what it is, but it cures the plague. So should I do an account of who all is sick, just so that I keep track? Sticky is fine. Peter is sick. I need to know how many cures I need. Sabarovs are both fine. Sabarovs are both fine. So Raven, unfortunately in this playthrough, they were running out of the 0 money they had, and so the quest lines are falling apart. Hello, Tamati. Welcome. So it's not holding together as well as I would have liked at this point. This is the wrong door. Wrong door. This door. What is up is we are finishing day 9 on the Changeling route. And we have not done a great job of gathering cures. So I'm worried about getting our true ending here. Andre's good, Anna's good. I suppose we should go check Aspity, huh? It's gonna suck. Oh. God dang it. This is the final run for this game. When I'm done with this for my Sunday streams, I'm gonna do Pathologic 2. I think that will be much more palatable for everyone. While still being nice and interesting. Yeah, we definitely did some sort of... See, Raven, we had that discussion earlier. we talked about how this game really plays around with your understanding of right and wrong and what the rules are for anything. So the idea of going in and out of a house over and over again until the child has a schmouder for you to trade. If you have to spend 6 in-game hours going in and out of the same house to get that, that's just part of the game. Tamati, are you not familiar with Pathologic? I feel like I remember you being in one of my streams before. Oh, no. Aspity is healthy. Aspity, that's all I wanted to know. I feel like you were in one of my streams before, but I'm now not sure if it was a Pathologic stream or if you were around for like a long dark stream. Got it. Well, Tamati, this is a game from 2004? It is a Russian game about trying and failing to save a small rural town from a terrible plague. Emphasis on the failure constantly. The plague is so bad. Got it. The plague is so bad that people who are sick, their houses have boils on them. And it kills you within 2 days. The game has 3 playable characters, each route slightly different, but all the characters are still in. So when you're playing one of the main characters, the other main characters are trying to complete their goals. They're still out there as NPCs, and they get in your way all the time. There's a Bachelor of Medicine, a very traditional doctor type, who believes in science, works on making a vaccine. There is the Haruspex, which is sort of like a surgeon meets witch doctor thing, who uses the local plants and magic of a sort to try to make a cure for the plague. And I am playing Clara, the changeling. She is a little girl with miracle working hands, and she can cure the plague by waving her hands all magic-like at people. Also, she can shoot rats with energy blasts. So, there's that too. Okay, so I know Bad Grief is not sick. I suppose I need to check Ruben. What the frick? It is. It's a really deep, powerful, passionate game. It's also really janky, and it's about suffering. And so, like, save scumming is just sort of part of the game. I gotta check Murky. Because the point is to make it suck for me, not for my character. That's how the game's designed. The game wants me to quit. If I quit, everyone dies. And so there's a lot of back and forth about that kind of thing, while also getting into economic inequality and the purpose of the military and the purpose of community. There's a YouTuber by the name of HBomberGuy who has a really good video about the game that I highly recommend. Okay, well, there's no bird out here, so I assume Murky's okay. Murky is a homeless orphan who lives in this train car. She is not sick. Good. So far, checked everybody on this section. Oh, I didn't check Grace. Shoot. Okay, I think she's safe, but we'll go wander over. I got time today. Grace is the orphan girl who lives in the cemetery. We gotta make sure she's not infected with the plague. So Raven, for your benefit as well, throughout the game there are a bunch of what are called the bound, but they're basically the important NPCs. And each of the main characters has about a dozen of the bound assigned to them. And if at the end of the game any of your bound are sick, you get the bad ending, which is very bad. And if all of your bound are not sick, you can get your good ending. But each of the other main characters have their bound as well, and they'll ask you to cure their sick. Throughout the run, randomly, for every playthrough, some number of the other characters' bound will get sick. And if you can cure them too, you get the super cool secret endings. So our goal is to save everyone. Why has it become our job alone to save the town? Depends on the character you're playing, but part of it is just there are no other doctors in the town. We're the only ones with any experience or strategy to actually defeat the plague. And also, everyone else has their own agendas. Some of the people in power will use the fact that there is a plague to bump up the town watch and let them beat people in the street for breaking curfew, or things like that. Power grabs back and forth. But also, the other characters are bad at their job when you're not playing them. Okay, Grace is okay. Hey, Grace. You're sweet. Glad you're not sick. Raven, I have finished the first 2 playthroughs and got the super secret ending for all of them. This is the 3rd playthrough. Yes, it's just made to give you a hard time. It's just made so that it's rough. Like, as you play the first character, there's a quest you do, no big deal. You play the second character, the first character messes up that quest so badly, you gotta go break them out of jail. It's awful. But, like, I want to be clear, the difficulty lets you break through and talk about some of the deeper themes, the things it's meditating on, to really discuss, you know, what it means to be a community and to look out for each other, and how to work with or gain or fight power and things like that. It's really good. It's really moving, and it's also janky and kind of garbage. And this 3rd playthrough, they ran out of money, and it's clear that it was rushed and not that interesting, but still, like, kind of interesting. So, yes, it does ask, do games need to be fun? In the same way that some movies are fun and some movies are sad, this is a game saying, hey, does it need to be fun? Or can it be frustrating and still be meaningful? Alright, Ruben is good. Whoop, map. The old Kimskis, I believe, are good. So there's a sequel to this game, Pathologic 2. that is sort of a remake, sort of a sequel. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to kill this mugger with my magic powers. Why aren't you shooting him with your rifle? Thanks for the cash, dummy. Alright, the Olgimskis are good. We'll go up and come back down to check young Vlad. Yes, kill him with my magic powers. No, he's just a mugger. He's taking advantage of the fact that people are sick and dying and will throw knives at them to steal their stuff. See, we performed some miracles early on, and the way other people see it, at least, is my hands are clearly the divine judgment of God, and so good people are healed by me, and bad people who are full of sin are murdered by my same wavy hands. Ooh. That is a plague cloud. If we don't move, it can't see us. There we go. We'll pop into this tailor shop, see if they have any sewing needles. So as part of the lore in this game, the plague that we're fighting that's causing these boils on the outside of buildings and these people in robes who are infected. No sewing needles. This same plague broke out like a decade ago, and the one guy who was in charge at the time, the one town doctor, found the people who were infected, boarded up their homes, where they starved to death, but then, Yulia is okay, then nobody else got infected, and so the plague burned out real quickly last time. But because of that, the children in the town started to play a game of plague, where they pretended to be doctors helping people, and so what they did, yes, every playthrough you have two other doctors who are bad at their job that interfere with you. Yes, that in the second playthrough, like if you're playing a different character, it's the other two. Will you guys leave me alone? Okay, so the kids would play Plague, and as part of that, to pretend to be doctors working on a cure, they'd take whatever random medicine they could get a hold of, you know, Tylenol and Benadryl and antibiotics, Novocaine, whatever they could find, and they'd grind it up. Excuse you. They would grind it up into this powder that they called schmowder. And so the thing about it is that is impossible for us to reverse engineer because nobody knows what's actually in it. But if you have a schmowder, it does cure the plague. God dang it. Schmowder, yes. Like powder, but schmowder. So part of what you can do is trade with the people in the town. And they all want different things. You find gold bracelets and bottles. There's drunks in the town that just really want a bottle of water. Get this plague cloud out of my way. Thank you. I can't crouch. Oh, there we go. We got it. So the drunks just want bottles of water. There are people who are looking for medicine. Everybody wants different stuff. Thank you. I'm deep in the game at this point, so I hope I know something. And some of the children in town still have those schmouters. You know, they've been passing them around from treehouse to treehouse for the last 10 years. But kids want things like sewing needles and flowers and things like that. So if you talk to the children, sometimes they'll have a schmouter. And they know that you really want it. So they want like 8 flowers for it. So you gotta make sure you stock up on stuff like that too. You do have super limited inventory space. Alright. Laura and Yulia are fine. Everyone I've passed is healthy except Peter. Peter is sick. I'm trying to see if I'll be able to just keep up with the people who get sick throughout the game. And I'll be fine. Mark is not sick. Mark is healthy. Alright, we gotta go check young Vlad. So the big red areas, those are infected. That means plague is in those whole regions. So you have to dodge plague clouds, you gotta dodge rats, and the buildings will have the sores on them, and if you go into any of the houses, they'll be full of sick people. The black areas were infected yesterday. But like I said, the plague kills you in a day or two. So it burns out of the area really fast. Those areas will still have rats in them that can bite you and infect you, but you're not going to have to deal with plague clouds in them. But because a lot of people died there, they're full of bandits and burglars and such. So that's what those regions are. Oh, God dang it. And all that means is that getting through the town, going back and forth across this map, is a giant pain in the butt. That's all it means. And so your daily quests are always run back and forth through the whole town. And it's a giant pain in the butt, and you want to figure out how you're going to get back and forth through the whole town over and over again. Talking to different people, trying to anticipate what people you're going to need to talk to so you can talk to them ahead of time and things like that. And it also means that you spend a lot of time just walking, like this. I'm just walking the streets, not doing a whole lot, but that gives you time to think about the story and what people have told you. Because of the way this game is designed to make you suffer, sometimes characters just lie to you. But you can figure that out if you pay enough attention to what's going on and what people really want and how they're talking to you. Okay, young Vlad is good. Both the Olgimskis are still alive and well. I think that means it's just Peter and Victor. And I have 2 schmouters. I should be able to keep up. I shouldn't need to do any weird, scummy things to get more cures. I should be A-okay. Streetlights are coming on. Hello, Propane Panda. Welcome. You missed a riveting half hour of this stream where I went in and out of the same house over and over again to trade schmouters. But I have 2 schmouters now. So we got cures. Ava is gone, but we never really address how she is gone in this run. Victor is sick. Okay. Georgie's okay though, right? You're still good? Schmauder. Yes. It's because it's a powder, it's just a little yellow box full of powder. That's a schmauder. A mix of randomly chosen drugs, mostly antibiotics. Schmauders were created by children to play plague. The random recipe produced an unexpected result. The powder completely removes the effects of sand-plague infection, but severely damages your health. 1 second, I gotta deal with this guy. Hold on. Too late, I got it. Okay. All of that is done. Okay, I've got 2 schmauters and 2 people are sick. I should be able to get cures the next 2 days. If people get sick, I should be able to keep up with it. It is 10:30. No, 8:30. We are very tired. Let us save. Do I need to eat? Yes, let me eat. No, Artemi Barak still thinks that I'm a demon. Or at least I might be a demon. He is concerned I might be a demon.
The day is over. Your timely efforts allowed your supporters to remain unharmed. A new mime performance is being rehearsed at the theater.
I dreamt of her tonight, just like the night before. She was all tortured and torn. All she did was look at me. She didn't say a word this time. She was hiding in the house yet again, cowering in the corner, away from the windows. The crowd was roaring outside. They shouted, made all manner of racket. But this time, it wasn't her they were after. They were celebrating the arrival of the bull that appeared unexpectedly in the middle of an empty lot. Some of them screamed that the bows had risen from beneath the ground. The others shouted that it came down from heaven only to be pierced by the stake that was prepared for it down below. All right. For our newcomers here, at midnight every day, the theater in town puts on a fresh performance that comments on the things that have happened and can predict the future events as well. So we're going to go see that. And then that dream I just read is about my evil twin, who may or may not be the plague incarnate. But if I track her down and tell someone where she is, he will give me a cure for the plague. So we want to make sure we do that today as well. Talking to the characters, it'll be in English. This is translated. Tomati. But the original game was in Russian. But it's in English for our convenience, which is very good. I do not speak Russian. Yes, it's the official English version. The Russian version has a different title, so you'll never get them confused. Alright, mime time.
My orders were to destroy every building in this town and then to shoot everyone who survives the bombardment. The military only comes when there's nothing to fix anymore. I'm keen on breaking that habit, though. I know that the people that can change the course of the catastrophe have been working here for some time. We will only destroy the thing pointed at by a healer who can argue in favor of taking such action.
How about not shooting at all?
If we don't shoot anything at all, the consequences will be devastating. You wanted freedom of choice. So choose a massive shelling or a single pinpoint strike. One way or another, we'll put an end to this circus.
Thanks, Mark. You don't need anything from me today, right?
We find very few ungrateful people when we are able to confer favors.
Cool. Okay, let's head over to the bone steak lot. We may have to deal with some muggers on the way. That's fine. If that theater performance was just very weird to you, you are correct. Nothing wrong with that. Magic blast the rat. I should have plenty of food. Maybe I'll buy a little more just in case. I should buy the nuts. I have to remember to do that. Children like peanuts. Okay, so the choice. We are late in the run at this point. We're almost to the end. And near the end, the army shows up. The army arrives with a giant cannon on the train tracks. And they have orders to blow up everything in order to prevent the plague. Is Andre sick? Okay, Andre got sick. In order to prevent the plague from spreading, they're supposed to blow up everything and kill everyone. But the commander doesn't want to do that. Okay. Andre's sick. And so he wants one of the main characters to tell him where the source of the plague is so that he can blow that up and just that. Wherever the actual problem is, that's what he'll shoot. But as we talked about, there are 3 main characters. They all come up with their own solution. They all want to blow up something different. So, this is the town map. One of the characters believes that the plague comes from underground, that people have lived in this area for thousands of years, and their ancient rituals of sacrificing bulls has left the blood in the ground to rot, and there it has developed the plague, which means even if we cure everyone, it's just under the ground, and the whole town is a ticking time bomb before it breaks out again. And so his solution is to blow up the whole town. But the town also has this thing over here called the polyhedron. I'll show you that when we get back over there. But the polyhedron is an impossible tower, huge and balanced on this tiny little staircase. It seems to be made of paper, and it currently houses all of the children who tell you you can live in your dreams if you are inside the polyhedron and you are a child as well. And so one of the other characters has found out the way it's suspended. Tamati, the plan would be to burn it all with fire. So if it's under the ground, you shell the whole town and you keep going and you burn it, and then you cover all the ground with salt so nothing will ever grow here, so no one ever tries again. In theory, you just burn it all. So another character figures out the way this polyhedron seems to be sort of floating in the air is it's built on a lever. That tiny staircase that stops right here actually goes under the whole town. That's where it's counterbalanced. And it has levered up the ground, releasing the plague. So instead of blowing up the town, he wants to blow up just the polyhedron and save the town. But for the first character, the polyhedron is a miracle. It's beautiful. It's impossible. It's the kind of thing that's worth saving. Like the Sphinx or the Great Pyramids of Giza or the Great Wall of China. It's just one of the world's best things man has built. So he'd rather blow up the town and save the polyhedron, where another character wants to blow up the polyhedron and save the town. The polyhedron is also the only place where no one has gotten sick. There are some 800 children from the town that have holed up in the polyhedron and let no adults in, and every single one of them is safe. None of them have gotten sick. So clearly it's powerful. It's magical. And the guy who built it lives right here. And he says it's magical too. So there are some people who want to save this powerful magical thing they built, and there are some people who want to blow up the town and the buildings and make sure nobody lives here again. And what they'll do is they'll save this, and they'll go build a new town over on this side of the river. Clara, who I'm playing, thinks both are important. She sees the other two characters as one of them is trying to cut off the head, and the other is trying to cut off the body, and both of those will kill it. And so instead, she wants to save both by getting some people to sacrifice themselves for a magic ritual that will cure the town. I don't know how that's going to work yet, because we're not there yet, and she doesn't explain it good to anyone else. But that's the choice we're looking at. So a huge part of Clara's run is people not believing she can work miracles. There's no bull. There's no bull on the bone. What? Okay. Does it not appear till later in the day? That's really obnoxious. Okay, so it's the same 12 days you play through with each run. This is just a giant old bone. It's referred to as the bone stake. And at this point in each run, there's supposed to be a giant bull that's just appeared, stabbed on the stake, but still alive. And everyone has different ideas about how they want to deal with it. And my dream talked about my evil twin sister being in a building that was next to it. Alright, we're gonna save, we're gonna check some buildings. It's okay that we're getting sick here. I just need to see if my sister's in these buildings, and then we'll load. And to get to her without getting sick. This is what an infected house looks like. She is here. Okay. Get one of these quests done nice and early. Okay. Clothing on. Let's take some immunity drugs. You're so sweet. Such eyes. They're not like mine at all. Our hands don't look the same either. That just ends the conversation. I need to tell her to stay. You know as well as I do that the infection won't do anything to me. I can't go anywhere now. I'm now hated by those who used to love me. They torture me, they burn me, and hurl stones at me. I have to hide. I don't know how to convince her to stay. We may have to load more than once. Everything's already dead in here, while elsewhere there are people waiting for you. Guess that's true. I know there's another place where the air is still healthy and where my faithful are waiting for me. They miss me. I'm leaving tonight to seek refuge with them. You have adherents? Simple folk? She's talking about the albino. That convinced her to leave. Okay, we gotta load. We need to convince her to stay. I don't know how to convince her to stay. We're just gonna play with that conversation. Left again. Okay. What is my route through this? I just have to do one of the other options that just closes out the conversation. And then find the haruspex later. Because these just end the conversation and don't update the quest. Okay, I asked kindly, and she says she's not going anywhere because she hates me. So stay here, don't go anywhere. Sir? Okay, well, we gotta reload that anyway. Have I ever rage quit the game? Me? No. But I was prepared. I knew what I was getting into playing this. It is absolutely the kind of game that if you didn't know what you were getting into, if you saw it as, oh, you know, it's like an RPG adventure, whatever. Totally reasonable to rage quit that. Please leave. Don't follow me in here. Okay, touch me. I didn't get sick. Where? There she is. You. Ask kindly. Stay here. I don't care. Be the plague. Get infected. Okay. We're not infected because we took a bunch of drugs and wore our clothing, so we didn't get infected. Now, let her stay there. I know someone who'll pay dearly for the opportunity to catch the changeling in such intimate conditions. Alright, with that done, we need to go check on and talk to everybody we can in the town to see who has our main quest. It's probably Aglaya. Let's go that way. Let's start there, so then we can look at the polyhedron. Get out of here. Go on. Thank you. So it's now Peter, Victor, and Andre. Both Stomatins are sick. All the eligible bachelors are getting sick. I don't think more than one person can get sick in a day, but I might just be wrong about that. Yulia's good. We'll swing by everybody again to make sure. Get him. Nice. There we go. He was shooting at the burglar, the mugger. Lara's still good. Okay, love it. That is a person who's sick with the plague. So, yeah, he's burning that. Excuse you? Okay, still not infected. The flamethrower guys came with the army. They're soldiers. So you know, they're doing what they're here to do. Crucible's infected now. It's gonna suck to go through, but whatever. So this is where the wealthy, important people live. And this up here, this is the polyhedron. An impossible tower hanging over the whole town, made of its own blueprints. Miraculous and wonderful. And it hangs in the air by these stairs. These stairs, which, once again, appear to be made of paper, with the polyhedron's own blueprints right on them. No one knows where the light comes from either. It just glows like that. So that's cool. Yes. The battle over what the army should shoot is between that and the rest of the town. And I'd rather shoot neither. Hello, Aglaya. Got a quest?
I haven't slept for 3 nights in a row. I don't think
Right.
I'll manage another one.
You wouldn't have a quest for me. You told me to crawl back in the grave I came from. I'm willing to bet it's Commander Block who has my main quest today. He wants to know what I think he should do. Because on his way here, he believes he was ordered to come here from the front line. The country's at war, and he's a great commander. But everybody hates him because he's a little ruthless. And I can't go this way. And so he believes he was ordered to come here to contain the infection in order to kill him. That the powers that be, the people in charge, gave him the order to come here to do terrible things so that he'll either die by the plague or people will rebel and kill him. And on his way here, someone told him a story about miraculous little girls from fairy tales who save bad soldiers, and he thinks, dang it, he thinks that was about me somehow. So he believes it's not a coincidence that the fact that I am a magical little girl means I will save him, and he would like to know what I want him to do. Also, his theme song's a banger.
We have 2 more days. The choice has to be made the day after tomorrow. This is the order of the powers that be.
He doesn't have a quest for
Love
me.
and temper rule the world.
Okay. Every day has a main quest. I might just get a letter with my main quest at some point, but Formano Yun, maybe? Formano Yun makes sense. Let's head there, and if it's not him, we'll end the stream, and next time I guess I gotta check everyone in town and see who has my main quest. If you don't complete your main quest every day, that means someone else has to do it for you, and then one of your bound gets sick. Which, remember, any of your bound being sick at the end of the game means you get the bad ending, which is very bad. There's no chance the Savarovs have a quest, right? They're done with me, right? We're here. We'll poke in. So these people adopted me for like a week.
The wheel of my fortune has touched me in a dream.
Okay, nothing. Nothing from Mom. Mom is whacked out on morphine all the time, and used to believe she could predict the future. And Dad here controlled the town's militia before the army showed up.
What has this town turned into? Truly a country of contradictions.
Nope, they don't have anything for me. Okay. One last place to go for today. Hopefully it has our main quest. Getting there is going to, you guessed it, suck. But get there, and it's going to be horrible there too, but we'll check it out. Maybe the Rat Prophet does come up, I don't know. You might be onto something, Profane Bandit. Nobody else has anything for me. Go away. Oh, if the sick people wandering around touch you, you catch the plague. So many ways to catch the plague. Yep. Yep. The plague's bad. The plague sucks. Your health drains constantly. Your vision gets blurry. You have to take antibiotics to keep it in check, but yes, you can play through the whole game infected if you would rather do it that way. You just have to take medicine in order to not die constantly, but the medicine makes you sleepy, but if you're sleeping all the time, you don't have time to get any quests done. So it sucks. It makes everything suck. It's a lot harder. But you can do it. You do need to cure yourself at the end. The abattoir's not open. What? I can't go in the abattoir. What? It's making horror noises. Okay. Apologies. It's going to be very sad in here. So this is the termitary. The whole town is built on its meat industry. These are called the Odong. They're creatures from the land. They are very skilled at going out and catching bulls. And this is where the meat factory people live. They were locked inside when the plague broke out, and they, a lot of people died. So anyway, of the butchers and factory workers, this is their god leader. She is an even younger child than me.
I see everything.
She doesn't have a quest for me either. Who am I supposed to talk to today? Anarasti, whether or not they are people or creatures, depends on the playthrough. Oddly enough, when you play as the Haruspex, who is one of them, he considers them animals. As we all are, just beasts. Okay, so I'm loading before walking in there. Thank you, Tamati. I'm gonna go log off as well, but you get some good sleep. Okay. No idea what to do on day 10. We're just gonna save there. It's still early. 7 o'clock's usually when things wake up. Maybe we'll get a letter in 20 minutes. And that'll make things very easy for us as soon as we start up. But we're half exhausted already and we haven't done anything. Okay. That'll be it for now. 2 days left. We are almost there. And we'll be all done. Thank you all for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye.